Welcome back. Today, we've got a really fascinating business case study for you. It's all about Oracle, one of the absolute titans of the tech world. And right now, they're staring down a huge decision. Do they reinforce the walls of their fortress, or do they march out into a new, uncertain frontier?
Okay, let's just start with this number, plus 817%. No, that's not a typo. That's the actual year-over-year growth for Oracle's multi-cloud database business. I mean, that's just a wild figure, right? So you have to ask, what is going on here? What's causing this massive surge, and what could it possibly mean for a company that's already one of the biggest players in the game?
All right, so to really get why this is such a critical moment for Oracle, we've got to step back and just appreciate how dominant they are. I mean, for decades, they've been the absolute foundation of global business. And these numbers here, they really paint a picture, don't they? Think about this. 98% of Fortune 100 companies. That means pretty much every massive corporation you can think of relies on Oracle. And look at the business side of things. Record revenue, they're now the #3 hyperscaler behind AWS and Azure, and they're doing it all with these insane 48% gross margins. So we're not just talking about being big, we're talking about being incredibly profitable while being big.
Just pause on that for a second. The second largest enterprise software company on the planet. Whether you're talking banking, retail, you name it. Oracle's technology is literally part of the plumbing of the global economy. So the big question is, how did they build this empire?
Well, they built it with something we can think of as the automation fortress. It's this incredible technological moat they've dug around their business, one that's designed to keep competitors out and, let's be honest, keep their customers in. And the crown jewel of this fortress is their autonomous database, or ADB for short. Just try to picture this. A database that is so smart, it basically runs itself. It's using AI to do all the nitty-gritty, super critical stuff, security patches, optimizations, you name it. And it cuts the need for human engineers by as much as 80%. For a massive company, that's a total game changer.
And, the proof is in the pudding. We're talking an uptime guarantee of 99.995%. To put that in perspective, that's less than half an hour of downtime per month. It's no wonder Gartner has ranked it #1 for 6 years in a row. And this is the engine that's fueling that massive growth in their cloud division.
And this quote really brings it home. You've got companies like Vodafone and Siemens, these absolute giants, handling petabytes of transactions. That's an almost incomprehensible amount of data. And they're doing it with zero human intervention. The system just works, on a scale that's frankly hard to wrap your head around. Okay, but here's the thing about fortresses. They're always under threat. And in this story, the army laying siege to Oracle's walls is a completely different kind of beast. We're talking about the world of open source. So if you look at where new software is actually being created today, where the developers are, the king isn't Oracle. It's PostgreSQL, which is open source. And that right there is a huge red flag for any established tech company, because the tools that developers fall in love with today have a funny way of becoming the enterprise standard tomorrow. And this is really the heart of the conflict. On one side, you've got Oracle's Citadel. It gives you incredible performance, rock-solid security, all the compliance stuff that huge corporations absolutely depend on. But on the other side, you've got this open source army. It offers zero cost for licensing, way more flexibility, and crucially, it's already won over the developers. It's the classic innovator versus its incumbent story. So all of this leads right up to today. Oracle is standing at a major crossroads, and its leadership is facing a really tough dilemma. CEO Safra Catz really has a choice to make. Does she focus on protecting that incredibly lucrative revenue stream from their existing locked-in customers? Or does she risk some of that to try and win over the next generation by expanding the whole ecosystem? So you can really boil it down to 2 potential paths. Path 1, fortify. They can just double down on what they do best. Pour resources into their AI and automation to make their fortress absolutely untouchable for those big enterprise clients. Path 2 is to integrate. Start building some bridges to that open source world. Maybe open up some APIs, make their platform more friendly to developers, and try to create more of a hybrid model. All right, so now it's your turn. We've laid out the case. Put yourself in the CEO's chair for a minute. If you were the strategist, what would you do? Yeah, that's really what it all comes down to, isn't it? Do you fortify that high-margin citadel, even if it means you might get left behind? Or do you start extending those bridges to the open-source armies, knowing it might hurt your profits now, but could win you the future? One path is about defending a legacy of incredible profit. The other is about embracing a more collaborative future. The choice is yours.